I'm Mindy, and I'm a graphic designer, and currently I'm freelancing. So I'm involved in different projects and locations because I kind of like that kind of lifestyle. Yeah, I think it's mostly because of my ADHD, so I don't like to be stuck in a routine or anything. So yeah, that's also why I studied at the art academy. Right before the pandemic started, I really wanted to do I was still studying in my third year, and I wanted to do an internship in China. And so I had everything ready. I was really excited about it, and because my parents are Chinese, so I've always wondered how it'd be to live between people, you know, that you appearance-wise look familiar, you know, with. So yeah, that's something I really want to see for myself, and so I was really excited about that, but that didn't happen. I lost a lot of motivation in that moment. And with my ADHD, with the routine completely gone, it was like my world was flipped upside down. I couldn't sleep at proper times. It was especially hard when I tried to tell my teachers about my difficulties, and they just kind of skipped it aside and didn't see it as a problem. It's like, why don't you just function normally? So I guess the one thing that was really positive during the pandemic that kind of, you know, kept me distracted a bit was so I wanted to go to China, and then I was on Reddit. I don't know if you know it, but I was asking around for questions, how to do visa, for example, that kind of stuff. And then I started to talk more with this individual because he was the only one that answered my questions properly. I didn't know, but there is a lot of hate on China on Reddit, so this was the only normal person to me. And then yeah, we started chatting, and because I couldn't sleep at that time and I didn't want to bother anyone, but the only person that I kind of knew that was still awake was on the other side of the world. So I started to talk with him. Yeah, and I guess I developed feelings. I actually hadn't planned to wait that long. We kind of confirmed each other's feeling in July 2020, and then we said, okay, we'll meet in December. Then COVID is probably gone, should be gone, but it wasn't. So then we kept pushing and pushing, and after that, eventually we met actually just last December. So for the first time here in the Netherlands, and it was really strange because I was immediately so familiar with this person that I've been talking to for so long. I've never been in a relationship or in love like this, so I guess I didn't really know what love is because I had crushes before, but that's not really love. And so it was really strange because I'm quite shy, and sometimes I find people quite scary in a way. I don't know how to approach them, but with him everything was so natural, and it was so familiar and comforting. And so to discover that someone just likes you for being you, you know, and that's just enough. Oh, this is a project I did with my collective, and so it was a bit outside school, but I wanted it beside my documentary, and I really wanted this project to be shown, even though it's not really part of it. But I thought it's really important to emphasize what a community can, or someone, you know, people that understand it and relate to you, what it can do and help you, the motivation. Because sometimes, you know, being in positions like this, it can feel quite lonely, especially within school. I felt quite lonely. Yeah, I felt like there was no one that really understood it and supported me through it. That's why I kept hanging on that it doesn't matter, I'm gonna show this project, because eventually they didn't even ask for it anymore, but I just showed it at my graduation exhibition anyways. And yeah, I just want to tell them that outside of just telling your own story, it's also like very important to have your own community or people you can fall back onto and tell your story with together, because it's not just one story, it's always multiple stories. Yeah, so eventually we were left with still some cards, and we were thinking like where to bring this kind of product to, so we would be interested in reading these kind of things. So yeah, that's why we found Print Room, and I also started to volunteer because I just love the space here. And yeah, I felt like it's really nice to have that our own zine, our own story, like within this big collection of other stories and other publications. During the pandemic, I fell in love. My name is Mandy, and this is my story.